Hello, hello, and welcome to Smart Impressions. We're unlocking business relationships one connection at a time. This show is for anyone who is sitting on the deathbed, hoping not to die in their business and needs a little lifeline. We have today's guest. Thank you, and welcome to the show, Alastair Cole, who is one of the co-founders for Uplift Partnership, right? So I would love that you're here. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure, Rachel. It's cracking to be here and talk about optimizing sales through technology.
Absolutely. Well, you're the guy. You are optimizing, accelerating sales, whether it be lead generation or whether it be just closing those deals that are in your pipeline. I can't stress enough how many companies are suffering right now. They're sitting there looking at those proposals and they just can't seem to get it across that closing final mark, right?
Yeah, that's 100% right. So I'm Alastair Cole. I'm a co-founder of the Uplift Partnership. I'm a computer scientist, an ex-software engineer with 2 decades experience in B2B sales and marketing. And along with my 2 co-founders, my brother and my best friend, we run Uplift. We accelerate sales for tech startups.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that intro to give everyone who's listening a really good overview of who we're talking to today. And I love that you're here because there's no doubt that you and I speak a similar language. We're helping people with similar pains, and you've created an AI solution that could really help, fast track those kind of pain solutions, right? So let's just go right into the technology and the tools that you guys have created for this market. And that's anyone, right? The tech startups that are specifically suffering from sales specifically. How are businesses currently missing out by not having these tools?
Right. So lots of ways, the stress of being a founder. We hear it every day from founders, whether they're engineer founders or not. The stress of new business, of finding leads, of closing deals. It's sales is really tough, and I can say this as someone who has only come to the world of sales really hardcore in the last 5 years. Before that, all new biz. Sales is really challenging, and stress levels are high, happiness levels are low, and that's on a human connections point of view. Also, these founders that aren't using the right digital tools, they're missing out on opportunities because they're spending too much time doing stuff manually. The quality of their output isn't great, and that's resulting in them leaving money on the table. And we see people using smart technology tools for sales. We see them reducing their stress levels by 24%. Their happiness goes up 300%. And they're closing 4 times the win rates they were before. So you can be overwhelmed by tech, and we'll get onto that, but choosing the right tools can save you time, make money, and ease the stress of being a startup founder.
Well, there's no doubt there's plenty of startups listening. I mean, we got a range of people in our community that want to tap in to understand a little bit more. How do you decide which tool to use? Which pain do you solve first? Because it seems like for every part of their process and inside an organization, there's a tool that can help you implement and optimize. And clearly you're not doing that. You're actually, accelerating the sales process to conversion, which I want to highlight because that seems to be a big area. As you mentioned, no one's learning how to sell. We don't learn it in school. So, we have to rely on tools like what you've created to really help us here, right?
Yeah, completely. And, since the dawn of time, tools are what differentiates different groups of humans, and all the technology platforms out there, AI tools coming on board, they're simply tools, and they need to be harnessed in the right way. Obviously, if you've got too many tools, right, that you're holding, you can't use any of them properly. So there is a danger of having too much. But there are so many great platforms out there that you should be having a tool to help you with your research into target market and your ideal customer profiles. You should have a tool that's helping you with lead generation, or more than one, like Apollo, like Expandy, or Meet Alfred in the social scene. You should have a tool like our platform, revenuecoach.ai, to help you close deals quicker. You should be using technology for customer success. Across the board, you need to be picking the right tools for the right job. And if you get the right tool in the right place, and you give your organization, team, or yourself enough time to start using that properly, when you put those kind of 4 or 5 tools together, the cumulative effect means confidence goes up, clarity of the sales process goes up, and guess what? You start being happier and closing more business.
Well, I love that you focus on the action of happiness, because as any sales professional will know, it's a dirty business. People are rejecting you more than actually accepting your deals. Wouldn't you say?
100%. I was on a call with a good friend yesterday, and he was saying to me, why do I still have that feeling in my stomach, Alastair, before I pick up the phone? You know, I've been doing this for years. Why do I get that weird feeling? And the answer is, it's the natural human fear of rejection, right? We worry that we pick up the phone, there's going to be a no, which means I'm a bad person, my business is rubbish, I might as well call it a day. It's a rejection thing. And that's where tools, I think, can help in a couple of really big ways. First of all, the kind of automated and semi-automated way you can go about selling, which needs to be done right, but that can kind of keep a lot of the lights on. And then some of the other tools mean that you can do deeper research into the people that you want to work with, you want to sell to, so you feel closer to them, and the assets and the content that you deliver to them are of such a higher level of quality that actually you're more likely to convert them, and you feel like you've had a genuine, human connection, which is ultimately what sales is all about, right? You're the expert in terms of business relationship and human relations, and that's what it comes down to. So the tech tools are great for accelerating progress and getting you into the meetings and getting money, into your bank account. But at the end of the day, it has to all come through the humans.
Cool. I love that we're not killing humans yet, because then I would have nothing to do. But I do think there is a great synergy here between what I'm doing with humans, what you're doing with tech. And I kind of want to bring in the topic of this century, which is all about AI, right? And so how can AI really help improve this human connections in business, and how can we balance both of them?
Great question. In August last year, Gartner came out with a seller time assessment report where they estimated that future sellers would be able to find 27% extra bandwidth by using AI tools. So some of the more automated stuff like document creation and research, taking care of AI, freeing up more than a quarter of my time, which I can spend with other people in real life events, on the phone to existing customers, making something personalized for opportunities I'm trying to close. So those AI tools, they're great. And, as a graduate of computer science and AI, I've always been a huge fan and super passionate about them, but they are just a tool. And if that can free up my time so I can spend time at a conference talking to you and hearing about the biz advisors, opportunities and challenges, then we're better connected. There's more chance of us solving problems, helping the world, and closing more business.
Yeah, I love that. So, it's about using AI to just free up your time so you can make better human relationships. That's really, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a big key takeaway for today. Now, when it comes to sales, there's clearly a lot of steps in the sales process, from the lead generation to where the sales funnel is, to where they're qualifying it, to where, they're actually putting it into the pipeline, and to even to where they're closing. Most businesses would have numerous stages of the sales funnel. And so what are kind of some of the key strategies that you think are important around adding technology into that, that sales funnel to really boost sales?
So you talked there about the kind of broad and kind of complex arena of sales, right? And we see it in 7 sections. We think there are 7 core areas for startup success in sales, and they are your sales strategy, your team structure, the people you've got. Number 3 is the tech stack across the board. And then you get into the real guts, lead generation, deal closing, customer success, and then continuous improvement. So there's 7 areas, and different technologies can help in each of those areas. For the sales strategy, that's much more of a human thing, and the team structure too. But the tech stack, obviously, can be influenced by AI, and technologies in lead generation, like Apollo, like Meet Alfred, like Expandy, and loads of small little startups that are popping up all over the place. Sally is another one, SALEE. There's loads of little ones popping up that you can use. Deal closing, Revenue Coach.ai is our product in that area, one of the suite of products that we have. And obviously advanced use of CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive can all help with deal closing as well. So technologies across the board. I'd say if there were, 3 key strategies, right? If you're thinking about, I really should be upping my game with tech sales optimization. The first one is you really need a 2-track strategy. You need to have your kind of 12, 24-month plan in place about your kind of committed bets to platforms. For example, I want to do more social selling. I'm going to use Meet Alfred to automate and semi-automate some of my social selling. So I'm going to stick with that for 12 months because you need to go a decent length of time to see proper results. At the same time as having your long-term tech strategy, you also need to have a little speedboat on the side of the oil tanker that is zipping around, trying new things, seeing what's out there, using the free trials. That's really important. The second one is about tools overwhelm. A study came out from HBR end of last year. Sellers, founders in sales that are overwhelmed by the technology they're using achieve their quota 43% less often than those who are managing it. So there can be too many tech tools, and you have to be really smart about how you pick them. And one way is to partner with somebody like us, like the Uplift Partnership. Our 360 sales diagnostic assesses you across those 7 areas and will work out exactly where you could be doing slightly better with your use of tech in sales.
Amazing. Okay, well, you won't believe this, but our time gets over really quick. I love it. It's to the point, it's quick, and it has lots of value. And you're definitely sharing so much. And so I want to really get the last 3 valuable points that our listeners can take with them today, tomorrow, they can implement immediately when it comes to how to use digital tools to improve their sales process. So what do you got? What are your top 3 that everyone should consider?
Okay, so to optimize and accelerate sales through digital tools, I would recommend 3 practical tips. The first is give yourself permission that it's okay that you don't know everything. Nobody does. It's a scary world out there. Don't think you have to know everything. Nobody does. It's okay. So give yourself permission to play, get it wrong. That's really important. Practical tip number 2 is use the free trials. Everybody's offering cracking 30-day free trials, yeah? Use them. I wouldn't just put set it up now. Have a look around, pick the one you want to go with, and do a week's worth of thinking about how you might maximize a mini campaign in that free trial and use it. And the third practical tip you can do today is to take the Uplift Partnerships 360 Sales Diagnostic. Just head over to the upliftpartnership.com and you can get started.
Amazing tips, and I really appreciate that, Alastair. There's no doubt that when it comes to the 360 diagnosis, what does that actually include? How much time is it? What do they have to look forward to or expect?
The 360 Sales Diagnostic is a rapid analysis of your sales function and delivery of 3 key elements. 1 is a full score and breakdown across the 7 areas. 2 is personalized recommendations from us about how to advance your capability in those areas. And 3 is a revenue roadmap, generating, calculating the incremental revenue you could generate by implementing the changes in the 360. It's a 90-minute one-on-one call with me or one of my co-founders, and then you get a 25-page personalized report, partly made by us, partly generated by AI, obviously checked by us, and in your inbox 7 days later.
Okay, and that's like step-to-step plan of what you need to do and how you need to implement it, huh?
4 quarters roadmap in 4 business days.
Oh, wow. Sounds awesome. So I love that you're sharing that. I love that your insight, you're on the top of AI tools when it comes to sales. And I can't thank you enough for sharing your expertise here on Smart Impressions, where we are trying to help people make the best impression when they're meeting new people, but clearly to close and convert. And that's where you come in and you can really help and support. So thank you. All my gratitude to you and your expertise on our show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, well, I hope everyone takes a moment. If you are a tech startup, then you got to talk to Alastair. All his details are on the show, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. I look forward to seeing you guys next show, and we'll have some more insight, more expertise, and really bring the best of the sales world to your LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. So we'll see you again next week. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.